seen companies are hiring those folks in corporate communications who are not even from that background, just because of strong references, thus making it more difficult for people like me. I did try networking, nothing worked. I firmly believe that one can help you only if they want to. You really can't be pushy.
Okay, so for a start, the networking thing, a lot of people think that networking is like, just knowing a bunch of people and then asking for favors. Okay, it can be, but that's like 1% of what it usually is. Usually it doesn't work like that. It's you basically reaching out to people directly in the vast majority of situations, at least unless you have like a massive network of people that you're very close to, like you're some raging extrovert and social butterfly that has built that up over years. And, like that's one thing. But for most of us, and especially introverts, you won't have that. It's about direct outreach. So it's about, as far as I'm concerned, I kind of already sort of went into a lot of that. It's basically that. It's about you reaching out. And it's not about going through official channels. It's not about somebody saying, here is the process, now stand in line and then follow the process. It's about you going around these things, okay? It sounds like you've played the game of following their official procedure for getting hired. You're trying to play by their rules by applying for jobs and doing everything that you supposedly need to do, but it's not working out for you. You need to go around that. And, I mean, I hate to say it because it sounds like you've been really out in the wilderness trying to do this for a while, but just learn about the nature of how you actually do this. It's not about asking people to recommend you. It's not about asking for them to do a favor for you. It's about taking advantage of essentially serendipity. Out there are people who are looking for qualified people that can do certain things. Mm-hmm. What are they looking for? You have a background in, is it corporate communications? Now corporate communications, you could work directly in corporate communications, or you could do a number of ancillary things that require the same skills as corporate communications, but you're not directly working in corporate communications. You know what I mean? Today, communication is still like the number one thing that people do. Why do people not work out in jobs? Usually it's because of the communication. It's about relationships that have broken down. Why do they break down? Because of communication. You know what I mean?
And one of the things that she said in one of her earlier comments was that many are going jobless because of AI. Well, AI can do a lot of great things, but it doesn't have the human element. So if AI is one of the things you're noticing is starting to take over some of these roles and tasks and responsibilities from these types of jobs, you've got to learn how to use the skill of AI to really set you apart from the other people who are also looking for these jobs. So AI might have taken some of your skills and responsibilities off the table because it can now do it. But how can you use this new technology and these platforms and these tools to be even more effective and set yourself apart and unique compared to the other people who are applying to the jobs that you're wanting?
Like, okay, let's do a thought experiment here. Okay, let's just look at the posted job market for a second. Look at some of the jobs. These are vacancies. These are needs that organizations have. Okay. Now, forget about what they say are the official requirements. Okay. They'll probably say you need a degree in this, you need a qualification in that, you need 10 years experience in this. Let's forget about that for a second. What are the roles? What are they looking for people? Okay. Now, let's say, hypothetically, okay, that the requirements that they've listed are crap. You don't, in fact, need those things to be able to do that role. If you have a talent for it, if you understand what that role is really all about and you understand the results that need to happen and you know how to get those results, let's pretend that's you. And I'm sure that would certainly apply to you, Shalini, in some role. Okay. You know how to get things done, right? And it's something relevant that hasn't been replaced by AI. Okay. You can go and get that job by going around the official procedure and go through networking, okay, employing similar things that we talked about earlier in this live stream, okay? A lot of times the official requirements are arbitrary. Not all the time, but for a lot of stuff we see, especially if it's not in like a regulated profession, a lot of the requirements are just, they're based on how many applicants they get. They have stricter requirements because they're getting so many applicants. They can afford to do it. You know what I mean? It might not be based in reality. There's a lot of stuff you can do. And the great thing about networking is that there's no rules for this stuff. If you can present yourself in a way where people like interacting with you, and you can paint them a picture of what you can do for them that aligns with what they're wanting someone to do for them, then there's a lot of potential there. So if your industry has been disrupted by AI and it's changed the traditional jobs that are there, you might have to reframe what you have, and you can do that if you're going sort of around all the rules. That's why I'd recommend networking for this type of thing, as opposed to more of just applying for posted jobs and trying to conform to their little requirements, their wants, wills, and needs, that they don't seem to be valuing what you have.